Hello Pisces, Elsie here to do a reading for you. Thought I'd get some energy on the table for you before the next week starts. Pisces, how are you? My two fishes friends, my water family. Thanks so much for clicking here. I appreciate you. I'm going to do a 9-card draw for you and find out what is coming up. Possibly for some of you. Remember, it's a general reading. It may not resonate with everybody. But Pisces, at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you all about the sale that I have on for private reads. And I'll tell you about how to find the membership area for extended. So let's find out what's going on for you Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Pisces. We've got the Page of Wands. We've got, an exciting surprise. Wow. All right, Pisces, you ready? Let's find out what else is going on here. Something is charging at you here. I feel like something is going to change in your life pretty quick. It feels as though, because the Knight of Swords is here, and that some conversation, maybe a text or something like that, is showing up, and it's going to show up pretty quick here. The Page of Cups is the surprise. The excitement is the Page of Wands. So it does feel a little bit curious, does it not? Because the two pages are the curious energy. It does feel like someone feels an urgency to speak with you. Look, for some of you, they could be bringing in an apology. Doesn't have to be for all of you. We've got the High Priestess. We've got the Temperance card. I kind of like that at the heart of the matter, because everything that goes on in this reading is around the Temperance card, which means in a moment of alchemy, which means when everything is perfect, is when this is going to show up for you. For some of you, it could be a couple days. For some of you, it could be a week. The High Priestess is someone that is saying, listen to your intuition. Silently listen for the moment of alchemy. You will hear it. It feels like whatever this surprise is going to make you feel healed, or is going to give you some healing. So it feels like for some of you, it could be an apology, but it feels like someone's going to be very clear and they're just going to blurt it out. So you could even bump into somebody here somewhere, because the Knight of Swords, understand, is traveling very fast, and also is very fast with their words, and is just going to blurt something out. Even if they think it might make you uncomfortable. We've got the Three of Cups in the reverse. Interesting. So there is somebody here who is not happy with the fact that they're not speaking with you, not talking to you, or that they've been away from you for a while. If you're feeling, I'm getting from these pages, this energy of excitement, like giddiness. If you're feeling a little bit giddy, like something is about to happen, or something is about to change, or you get excited for no reason. Does that ever happen to you? You get excited for no reason. You're like, oh, what's that? I feel like it's almost like a bit of a shift because Temperance is here, but the Three of Cups is in the reverse, but I think it's attached to the Knight of Swords. I feel like somebody here, because the Ace of Swords is in the air here, right? Ace of Swords being in the air is always, I've got something to say. So, somebody does have something to say, and it's about, I'm gonna call it a mishap, because the Three of Cups in the reverse to me is like, this is no fun anymore. Like the silence is no fun anymore, or not speaking with you is no fun anymore. There's no celebration in this. We haven't seen each other in a long while. It doesn't indicate here that there's anything sinister that's gone on. No fights, no arguments, no drama, right? That's not what I'm feeling here. But I also feel that, Temperance is also Sagittarian energy, and Sagittarius energy just wants to say it as well. Sagittarius is just going to let it fly. And that combination with Gemini, deadly. So somebody's coming in with the truth, though. Understand, like they're not coming in to fight. It's not aggressive, but the way that they're approaching is. So it might even be you're out with friends, and this person shows up at a restaurant and says, I got to talk to you for a second. Can I pull you away from your friends? Like it seems like that kind of aggressive. Like it might show up when you're not expecting it, when you're otherwise engaged in doing something else. We've got the Two of Wands. Your intuition, I think, might be telling you that this excitement says, be prepared. Something's about to show up in a moment of alchemy. That's what it feels like. Two more cards here. We've got, somebody showing up that wants to fight for the friendship, fight for you. Somebody here wants to be seen. So it almost does feel like somebody catches you in a group or in a crowd or in a lineup, or I don't know, maybe you're out with friends and they might not even know your friends. It might be somebody's, hey, how you doing? And you haven't talked to them for a while and you're like, what do you want? It feels like that. Like, why are you here? You haven't talked to me in a dog's age, and all of a sudden you might say to them, look, I haven't heard from you in a year. Well, all of a sudden are you coming to barge in on my friend group and talk to me? And I think that this person's going to say, yeah, I'm really sorry. I'm sorry we haven't spoken, but it just didn't feel ever like the right time to approach you. But I have been missing you. So it feels like somebody here has been in their head, overthinking something, prisoner of the mind about whatever went on back here. Now, I'm not one of the readers that looks at everything through a love lens. That's not what I do. So the Three of Cups to me is not anything sinister or a third party or any of that stuff that goes on. To me, the Three of Cups in the upright is celebration, get together, getting, a reunion, soul group, soul ties. That's what that is for me. And when it's in the reverse for me, it's like we used to be really close. We used to have a lot of fun together. We used to get together during celebrations, and I just don't see you or talk to you anymore. I'm going to put down 2 cards here. We're going to see what's under the surface that you can't quite see yet, and then we'll do some clarifying. We've got the 9 of Swords. So listen, although the Knight of Swords is brave, this person could be an air sign or somebody who has an air sign influence. Even though the Nine of Swords is, or the Knight of Swords is brave, I feel like this makes this person a little bit nervous, if I'm being honest, because the 9 of Swords and the one in the hand of the Knight tells me 10 swords. Something maybe you got pissed off about. Maybe you just stopped talking or pulled away and said, well, if you're going to keep making me text you and you're not going to text me back, then I'm just going to leave it. And, I always say, like, who's watering the plants? Are the plants dying because you're not watering them? Because if the other person is not coming and toward you and answering your questions, why do you have to keep knocking on their door? It's time for them to give you reciprocal energy or not at all. And I think you just let it die on the vine is what you did. We've got the 4 of Wands. So I think there is somebody who's quite nervous about approaching you. It feels like there is an overthink tank going on here, that somebody is caught in the mind about whatever the 3 of Cups represents. And I think that when they do bump into you or see you or call you or text you or show up wherever you are, that I think that they do lead with an apology. Gosh, I'm sorry I haven't seen you in so long. Like, it feels like this person wants to bring this 9 of Swords here, this nightmare fuel, sort of thinking about all the things that could go wrong. I think that they want to bring something into stability and celebration again, is what it feels like. We were close as family, or maybe you were roommates with this person, or it feels like they felt like family. Soulmate friend, soulmate person. Tell me about the Page of Cups. What is the surprise? What can you tell us about this? We've got the Death card. Interesting. So I feel like the pop-up, the surprise, is going to change something. It's going to transform how you feel about somebody or something or a situation. Ooh, Judgment is here too. Look at that. Somebody's answering the call. And that's why you're going to have some sort of surprise or a pop-up here. The Judgment card is somebody is calling to make change, transform, end the silence. It feels like that. Somebody is that has been holding back, or somebody who has not been very vulnerable is being called to feel their feelings. It does feel like somebody will approach, whether that is in text or I feel if they approach you in public, it's because of the bump in. Or they may ask you, hey, can you meet me somewhere? It could be that. But it feels like the Judgment card tells me that you're going to have to make an on-the-spot decision. And you may not like that. Pisces, maybe you're not a fan of making an on-the-spot decision, but I feel like with Death and Justice here together, it feels like it's an on-the-spot decision. You have to make a decision as to whether you're going to allow the situation to transform emotionally or if you're not. So you have to make that decision right in the moment, because the Knight of Swords energy is going to be right in your face. Tell me about the High Priestess. I think you already know that something is going on. Be prepared. This is prepared. It's planning. It's being at the crossroads. Because I think something in the future, 3 wands here, something in the future, you already feel this. I feel like you're like, what is that? Something's about to shift or change. We've got the Fool energy. There it is. I'm going to say that I feel like when this person shows up, that they have they've gone through some things. It feels like this person may have been somebody who really was never serious, never got deep with you, whether it's platonic or romantic, friendship or loveship. But it feels like this person is somebody who is now sort of in a place in their life where they're at a new place in their life and they're trying to get people to take them seriously. Because look, what I love about Gemini is that they're all about silly banter, right? But that's usually because they don't really want to talk about feelings or something that makes them feel something. So I feel like somebody is at the very beginning of this Piscean energy, which is maybe they're at the very beginning of listening to their intuition or feeling their emotions. And it does feel like somebody here does not want to be taken, as a court jester anymore. They don't want to be seen as the person who just is always making the jokes and, avoiding feelings. This person is somebody who is ready to jump straight into this Piscean energy. And not just you, but their own emotional energy. We do have the Wands. They're trying to be brave. This person is come into a place where they're trying to be brave. It feels like... we've got the Nine of Cups here. It feels like they are happy on the inside and out, which makes me feel like you may have not seen them for a while, because the 9 Cups is like 9 months for me. It feels like it's a fairly long amount of time since you've spoken to this person. I think that they've calmed down. I think that they're more steady and sturdy. I feel like they're a happier person. They're not trying to deflect with humor, deflect with witty banter. It feels like this person has now become brave to walk into situations that would otherwise they would shy away from because it made them uncomfortable. Uranus is going into Gemini, right? And so Gemini is going to be seeing things from a different point of view. It's going to make, it's going to widen the mind. It's really going to get you thinking about things. And I feel like this particular energy, whether this person is Gemini or not, that's the influence of what's going on astrologically right now. So I feel like there is somebody here who is listening, whether they know they are or not. And I feel like somebody is like, kind of miss Pisces. I wonder if that person would come out for coffee, right? We got pages here. This is a little bit of energy. But I think if you're feeling the excitement of something, it's because something's coming in the future. Tell me about the 3 of Cups in the reverse. We've got, I feel like this person is healed from whatever happened back here. The reason why we don't see each other or celebrate or get together anymore, it feels like they have, they've healed, or maybe they were unwell. Maybe they needed a clearer perspective on something. This person feels like someone who really took things to heart a lot. They might have been offended a lot by things that people said. Maybe if people didn't have their point of view, they chose to argue or banter about it. I feel like this person here is feeling more energetic, feeling more excited about the future, because it feels like they have gone through some sort of a healing process here. One more card. We've got the 6 of Swords. So I really think that this person has pulled away from this place where they used to deflect. It feels like this person was an expert at deflecting feelings, emotions, that they lived in their Swords energy, whether they are a water sign or whether they aren't, whether they are an air sign or not. This is their energy. It feels like this person has decided, I've got to at least show a little bit of emotions. And I feel like when this person approaches you, calls you, texts you, whatever it is, I feel like that's what they're going to do. They're going to say, look, I was shut off and shut down. I wasn't very vulnerable, and I'm really trying very hard to see things from a more emotional point of view. We don't know. We don't know how air signs feel, right? Like, I don't know. I'm a very deep feeling Taurus. I'm a Pisces moon. So I have no idea what it feels like to be in my head all the time. I mean, I do overthink a lot of things, of course, but I'm not an air sign, not in that way, right? Let's look at the 6 of Wands. What is this? I feel like this person may have been in a really hard place when they drifted off. It feels like they had to take care of themselves or take care of something here, because the 6 of Wands is about going through the fight or the war and then getting your victory after, people cheering you on after you come out of this hard place. So I feel like this person was holding back because they were sort of in the fight of their life here. It feels like they were trying to get some sort of a victory. It feels like it was hard. It feels like they've gone through some sort of a fight here. They've learned that if they want to stay connected to the people that meant the most to them, that they've got to make it so. They've got to send the message. They've got to approach. They have to materialize it instead of sitting there hoping that everybody is going to approach them. It feels like somebody really has changed. And I would say that the Judgment card and the Death card really does give an indication of that. We've got the Four of Cups. So I think that this person is somebody who would live in their comfort zone. So it's not that they don't know how to feel their feelings. It's not like they can't feel their feelings. It feels like they would do something like that in their comfort zone. So when people weren't watching. They weren't comfortable with sharing their emotions or sharing their feelings with other people. But the Four of Cups is stability. Fours are about stability. It's stability of emotions here. I really do feel like this person now here, it feels like they've got a cup in hand. And, this is like the apology, I feel. The Page of Cups. It feels like I can feel my feelings, I can admit I was wrong, and I can do it in a way where I can feel my feelings just a little bit. I think someone's on the way in and you're going to see them again, and whether you want to allow them in or not is up to you, but I really do feel that they have changed. If they hadn't changed or transformed, the Death card would not be here. The Judgment card is here. Somebody is really making an effort to transform or end this Four of Pentacles where they're not vulnerable. They're here to feel their feelings. And I feel like when they do bump into you or do call you or do speak with you, I feel like they're going to explain themselves. I was going through a really hard time. I didn't know how to feel my feelings. I kept everything on the surface because if I could be making fun of it all, right? If I could do the silly banter, then I wouldn't have to feel what was actually going on. But I feel like somebody here has now moved away from this. When I see fire up against swords here, to me, it's like a sharp tongue. And I feel like this person has healed from that. I feel like they are a person who's a little more careful with how they say things. And, it's probably because they've learned to think about it before they say it, is what it feels like here. Bottom of the deck, we have the Hanged Man and the Two of Pentacles. This person's been holding back. I feel like they've been in a pause and trying to get a perspective about how to make a decision to make their point. And I feel like they've been in indecision about that. But I also feel like somebody here has come to the place where I've got to change. I've got to stand up for myself. I've got to liberate myself from the silence and speak my mind. So I feel like somebody really has changed. Again, second indication that somebody has changed. So it does feel like that. And we're going to go into the extended. We're going to talk about the rest of this. If you want to be there, please follow us. There is one pinned comment above all of the comments. If you go there and click on read more, the whole list will pop out. You'll see there are a couple of links there. One is for the membership area if you want to see me pull this apart in the membership area as the extended. The other one is for private reads. So if you click the link to Hypsee, you'll be able to see all my pricing, all of my packages. And right now I have a 10% off sale on the pre-recorded readings. I only have a pre-recorded sale once every 3 or 4 months. So that's going on right now. It's going on until the 4th of May. And if you are interested in a live reading, I also do those. You'll get between 5 and 75% off, regardless of whether you are a returning client or a new client. You'll need to look at my time frames, and you'll need to book in advance with me there, book an appointment, and I'd love to speak with you live. Let's go to the extended. If you want to be there, that's great. And if you don't, that's cool, because I'll be back, because I'm always back, Pisces. You know that. I'm going to go for now. See you in the extended. Bye-bye.